So, I have recently discovered something important within myself, and I realized that it's hard to just think of these things all in your head all of the time. And even though I do see a counselor regularly, and I tell her everything, almost everything, she does relieve that in one way, but I also wanted to document my journey. It sounds so gross. I hate it when people say stuff like that. But I'm eating a cough drop. I know it's gross. I'm sorry. But my throat, it was kind of... But yeah, I wanted to document my progression. It's kind of weird and hard to talk about, I guess. But I want to. And this is available for people who want to understand, and I guess you can watch it and you can't. And I guess that's why I like doing videos, because you can just stop watching it if you want to. Some things are not for everybody. This is a very tasty cough drop. I guess I'll start with, when I was growing up, I know I liked things, and I liked doing things, and some of them were very supported, and some were not, and that's just kind of life. But because I was in an unstable household, it was very, generally, I would just call it unhealthy, as much as my parents did try. They didn't succeed, and neither did I. I was a child in a home that was not really meant for children, not for someone growing up. So, evidently I ended up not doing a lot in regards to developing myself until very recently. I went to an awesome visual art high school for 2 years. I started failing my academics, so I quit. And I started doing online schooling, and my mom just would not... She just did not support that, I guess. And instead of trying to work on a compromise with me, she just said, well, you have to leave my house then. And this was after months of me going almost every other day to the office and talking to the vice principal or the principal and being like, I'm failing and I need help. And doing tutoring 3 times a day, coming in early, taking tutoring at lunch, and going to a tutoring center after school. I can't remember if it was every day, but it was very often. It was at least twice a week. And that was a lot for me because I was already I've always had problems doing well in school. For various reasons, I guess. Part of it being growing up in the house I grew up in. But either way, the point is, I spent a lot of time trying to survive and not actually thinking about myself or what I wanted to do. I had art for the most part, and I did a lot of visual art and cosplay for a long time, and I kind of dumped music because it was associated with my parents, and they're kind of not... It was not something that was pleasant anymore. I mean, I've always liked visual art, so it wasn't like a tough decision or anything. So basically, I've only come to realize at 20 years old, after I've actually found myself, This sounds so weird. It's hard to explain, but people say it in the same words over and over again, that they found themselves. But I found a secure environment, and I found something I really like to study, and I found a reason to be motivated and to do the best I can. And last year I was testing the waters, and I was rebuilding myself and seeing what I could even do or what I even wanted to do. And just recently, as in the last month, I've discovered that after spending the entire summer working in different groups to do dances and K-pop, various K-pop things, I've always wanted to be, but because of my struggles and my parents' struggles and just struggling in general in my family, I never actually fully realized it. I've always wanted to be a performer. My uncle's walking around and it's kind of embarrassing talking like this. I've always wanted to be a performer. Literally my entire life. It's always come back. I've always forgotten about it or given up, and it cycles back around. And it just happened to come at a time where I had been deeply invested in K-pop. And I mean, I can go into reasons why I'm so touched by this culture, basically. But you're just gonna have to trust me on why I connected so deeply with K-pop, basically. And the reason I don't really talk about it a lot is because I know people will think that it's frivolous and generally think it's a dumb idea and not understand and think I'm doing this or that. Either way, I'm doing it and it's happening. What is this that I'm doing? Basically, I've decided I'm going to be in the pop industry no matter what. As much as I hate saying it out loud, and I hate saying it out loud because it's embarrassing, and I know people are judgmental for various reasons, but I want to be in K-pop, basically. I want to be a performer. I want to dance. I want to sing. I want to have a general presence. I want to make people happy. I want to make music. And I just love pop music in general. I like all music. But pop music is the most accessible, and why I connect to it. Now, things about not being able to be in K-pop are, I'm white. Mostly that. I'm white, it's very hard. You don't sleep. You don't have a personal life. You don't make that much money. It's very risky. How are you gonna get in? And all of these other millions of questions that I ask myself every single day. Every single day since I've realized this. And it started out with just working out. I was like, you know, I'm not what I want to be. I want to appear androgynous, and I want to be thinner, which is a product of society, but that's a different talk, I guess. I started working out, and then I started listening to K-pop bands that I hadn't listened to in a while. I have to plug in my phone. And I started, well, I think what happened is I volunteered to be in a group for a dance, for a K-pop dance, and then it just kind of spiraled the fuck out of control after that. But I love dancing, and it's never been a thing that I really took seriously because I always took other things as a priority, thinking that it wouldn't fit with what the rest I was doing. The thing about pop music, the thing about K-pop mostly, as opposed to other pop music, is that dancing is just a part as the theatrics and the music. That's the difference between wanting to be in a band and then wanting to be in a K-pop group. Is that a band I would be very happy in, but there isn't dance, I guess. Not the kind that I'm thinking of. And I want to be in a group of people that give a shit as much as I do. Because I keep seeing things everywhere of all these people in other groups and how they are all so motivated. It's so awesome and amazing to watch, but it also makes me so sad that I don't have that. And I've tried so many times. But nobody gives a shit. At least not as much as I do. It's not what they're going to be doing for the rest of their lives, I guess. And I don't know if I will. But at this point in time, it is very important. And it's hard to do alone. So what other step to take other than be a trainee at a company, should they take me? I'm white. And I have a lot to work on. And I'm hoping I can do that in a year. So I guess this video marks the beginning of me working towards a goal that in a year I can be accepted into, I could finish my AA requirement and either do an exchange program first to get into a Korean university for music, or just see if I can get good enough to transfer straight into a Korean university for music. And I do have one in mind, but there are many options. There are many different ways that this can go. And while I have a goal, I also am very flexible. The point is that I want to be in South Korea, and I want to be taking every opportunity I can and also continue studying. That's my fallback, is studying and making sure I get a degree in music. And I mean, I've spent a lot of my life overseas. And why wouldn't I go to university overseas? In a country that produces something I love a lot. Another thing is people have a stigma against pop music, and people have a stigma against the pop music industry. And those are all reasonably placed. Because there's a lot of things wrong with any industry, and there's a lot of things wrong with everything about being a human being. But you can sit here and argue all day about how there is something wrong with everything. And if it doesn't work out, then things don't work out. That's how life is. Things don't work out sometimes. And you can try really, really hard and decide, hey, this isn't gonna work for me. Or you can try really, really hard and get it and be happy. But the point is that there's an element of risk involved. That people will think badly of others because of the risk they're taking. And that's mostly what I don't like, is that people are going to think badly of me for taking a risk like this, but the only way that anything like that I want that's going to happen is by taking risks and working very hard. And this is only the beginning, but it needs to pick up pace. And I'm worried every single day that I'm not doing enough. because I don't know what enough is, because the thing is, enough is a moving target. So the things I'm doing to get to my goal of, my short-term goal is getting to university in South Korea. I'm learning Korean. I started my classes. And it's frustrating because I've never learned a language successfully before. And there's a lot of information, and it's very overwhelming to think about wanting to learn a new, entirely new language. I'm not going to have a vocabulary anymore. I'm not going to have any idioms or sayings or any sort of slang or meme talk. I'm not going to know any of that. And that's a little bit nerve-wracking, because I like having a good vocabulary and I like being articulate when I talk. And I'm also a very quiet person when it comes to some things. But I guess the point is just being able to communicate it. And being in the culture is supposed to help, so. And then, God, making my resume, my academic resume look good so that I would be accepted by the university and training and pop industry companies. Oh my God. It's so much. It's so much. I need to put myself in every opportunity possible. I'm doing a dance thing, where I'm gonna do a solo piece, and I'm also gonna do some other stuff with friends. And it's already nerve-wracking, and I have to start learning it right now. I've already started, but... And that's a dance thing, and then I need to take private voice lessons. That costs an incredible amount of money. Or I have to get a scholarship, and by scholarship, audition. And when I get the private lessons, I need to start doing competitions and start getting reputable marks, basically. It needs to be reputable. Everything just needs to be reputable. And I need to start taking hip-hop dance lessons, which is more money and more time. And on top of everything I'm already doing now, on top of my academics, and on top of wanting to get above a 3.5. And even then, that's pretty low in regards to international standards to get into universities. I'm scared every day that I'm not gonna make it, but I'm also not allowing myself failure. It's very conflicting. I work out every day. I want to get a 3.5. I'm doing my homework, and I'm doing it well, and I keep getting A's. But it's only the beginning, and I'm impatient. And I somehow need to get all the credits I need to get an AA in the next year. Otherwise, I'm going to be behind, and I'm going to be old. I'm going to be old for K-pop, and that's scary, because there just seems to be more and more barriers. I'm white, I'm too old. Those are the biggest ones. And I didn't spend my life training since I popped out of the womb. It's all very scary. And I guess this is why I'm documenting it. And I have to audition for a talent show. I'm gonna sing a G-Dragon song. And I'm gonna dance, BTS dance for a performance, and I need to go out actively and find opportunities. And that's scary because nobody gives you a list of things that you need to do. I'm not in high school anymore. You don't realize how many opportunities are given to you in high school until you're not in high school and you need opportunities. But I can do it. Anybody can do it. It's very doable. I just need to keep trying and never stop because I don't know how much trying is enough. I could talk more, but I'm at 20 minutes. I guess I'll go for another 4 before I talk, because I always think I have nothing to say and then things turn out this way. I feel like with my problems, I feel like that all of these kids, all these K-pop idols debuted when they were 17, knew what they wanted when they were 15, and their parents helped them, and they all went through school and they did amazing and every opportunity and did art all the time, and I didn't. And I feel like I'm at such a huge disadvantage, and it's extremely discouraging. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I just have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how I don't know who to talk to about getting into a university. I don't know who to talk to about doing competitions and vocal instruction, and I don't know who to talk to in dance. I don't know anything. The only thing I know is to get good grades in the academic courses, which I'm doing my best at. And hopefully it will continue that way. It's extremely nerve-wracking. And I need to lose more weight. I need to at least lose 10 more pounds so that I'm at 130, because that's an acceptable weight for K-pop, which again, I know, damaging social image, but you have to learn the rules before you get to do whatever the fuck you want. That's the rule for everything. For any art you're doing, you need to learn the rules first, and then you can do whatever you want. So that's my goal, is again to... I have one in mind. It's K-Arts. You don't need to speak Korean, but you need English, at least. And they have an awesome art program, and the thing is, they specialize in performance, which is what I want to do. So I need to... Again, I'm so overwhelmed. I need recommendation letters, I need way more, I need awards. I don't know where the fuck I don't know where to get those. I need awards, I need to be above average in everything. I need to be above average in everything. Because this is an international school of art in Korea. I don't have my work cut out for me. I just know I have to do a lot, and I have to work a lot and do so many things. That I don't know what. So I'm going early and talking to some of the music teachers tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to the private voice instructor and see what she thinks. And then next time I'm downtown, I'm going to go to the dance academy and ask them what they think. And then I'm going to try and I contacted the school already and asked and said I'm interested and please help me. Let's see if they even respond. So this is the first vlog, I guess. I probably won't do another one for like at least 4 or 5 months. So we'll see.